What up, what up, what up? My StreamYard's live up and running if you want to join in so I can add you as a moderator. Who's in here? What's up? Say your name, say your name. I'm trying to get to the chat. Here we are. Two people in here. Start chatting, y'all. Say my name, say my name. Only if it hurts you. Hello, Mary. How are you? I'm glad you are one of my most loyal subscribers. Hmm, hold on a sec. Let me see here. There's my boy Prime. Alright, I should be able to do it now. Star comment, click on you. Gotta figure this out. It used to be so much different. Always, Mary. I'm trying to figure out how to make moderators. You used to just click on the person and you could do it. I don't know why it ain't working like that no more. Let's see. Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out. Settings maybe? Guess. Guess make guess, no ban guess. Guess can stream their own guess see play. Guess must authenticate. Okay, that ain't it. General. Well, what the freak? How do I make a moderator? Aha. Add to stream. I can't figure out how to make you a moderator, homie.
I thought all you got to do is click the person's name, and it should be like remove him, or you like remove this comment, hide this person, and it should be on there as make a moderator, if I'm not mistaken. I think you. Oh, I thought you dipped off.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. You just click their name and you can make them a moderator. But now it's not giving. It just says star comment, put user in timeout, ban user.
Interesting. I wonder if you have to do it. Interesting.
Right. Yeah, because the old way I used to do it, you just click the person. Right.
Yeah, I mean that's what I literally just like someone just did that to me the other day, and that's all they had to do. So it was something they must have changed recently.
All right. I'm about to look it up on my other phone real quick.
How's everything been going out there? Out
It,
on the road, out on the road, doing your work.
it's been good.
How's the footage been coming out with all this stupid ass smoke around this bad boy, man? We getting hit bad over here.
Yeah, it's rough, bro. I think it's more than what they're saying, dude. It smells like plastic. It don't smell like a
Man,
campfire.
you're the fifth person that has said that.
It don't smell like burning trees from a campfire. It smells like chemicals and plastic, man.
How come they ain't got that? Are they literally trying to kill us? Cause like, how ain't they got that under control yet? That's what I don't get.
Right. And then no, what's funny is they talked about how important masks were during the pandemic. Right now, masks are important, and they're not telling you to wear them.
Yeah, on the app I use, it's telling me because we're over here by me. We've been up towards like what is it, 250 PMI or whatever parts per million. I'm sure that's what that means. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, they said that like that's already like you shouldn't be outside doing a bunch of shit. Which I almost killed myself yesterday because I didn't know about the like how bad I ain't been following that quality shit. When there's work that needs to be done, I just get out there and do it well.
Yeah, they were saying like don't stay out more than 5 minutes and stuff.
Brother, I was out doing work for like 8 hours, like my aunt's house, my neighbor's house, my house, and late last night, bro. I thought I had like a stroke or something, man. Like I had a hard time getting off my bed. When I went to go get up, everything got blurry. I was seeing double. My ears, like I lost like damn near all my hearing. It was like all it was shit was weird as hell. And I did nothing different from like I had to do the lawns and stuff like that. The I can take care of this old lady's property for her because she's to the point where she can do it. It's just hard on her. So I do hers, I do my aunt's, and I do mine. And that shit beat my ass yesterday. Man, beat me up terribly.
Yeah, it ain't normal at all, dude.
Well, no, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the evening, man, you can look up and look at the sun and it don't even hurt your eyes.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
That shit is weird. Like I think some fishy shit's going on with that, which I haven't really looked into it much because I've been putting my efforts and stuff towards other stuff. But I think, man, it just seems like something ain't right. That's all I can say. I personally think I don't know how many people are on here in their chat, but I personally think this is a way for them to get a bunch more Chinamen in Canada because they're going to say they need help with the fires, and Canada been accepting all of China's help and all that. So that just means that they're going to be able to keep sending troops over there, keep sending their people over there, and they're not going home.
Right, exactly. Then when it's time to collect on all the land that they own over here, that's
Everywhere they own a bunch of Canadian land too.
shit's gonna hit the fan.
That's what I'm saying. They're getting their people in position where when it's time to do these, you know, this is our property, motherfucker. Like, they got enough people to protect that property. Like, I don't know. That's just what it seems like to me from like, just from the art of war and like, Nazir, like all these people. It's like that seems like what they're doing.
I believe it. It's no, it suck. Well, it don't suck, but my page when I took down all of my truther videos and conspiracy videos, that's when I started blowing up. I went from 300 subs in 2 years to 1,000 in like 5 months after I took down all those videos.
Yeah, because they don't want. Yeah, I mean, YouTube really doesn't want that type of content on their stuff
Right.
anymore.
It just
Like,
shows like how even little channels they pay attention to.
yep.
But I got lucky, bro. I had just that one video I posted. It just hit 1 million views today. From that video alone, I got 5,000 subscribers.
That's awesome, bro. That is
That's the
awesome.
one that the guy gets out of the car with the chopper and he's shooting at the Suburban. It
Oh,
happened on Plymouth and St. Mary's in Detroit 2 years ago.
uh huh.
No one died. A little kid was shot, wounded in the stomach. Someone was shot in the leg and something else. But the video comes directly off Detroit police's Twitter, so it's not like I'm posting some like awful, you know.
Oh no, if they wanted ownership of it, it would have got claimed through YouTube really fast.
Yeah, I modified it and changed it around anyways, and then I put my own little. I put the Detroit spray paint little thing on it, and
Yeah, yeah. When you start doing shows like this, and you start bringing people on just to talk about Michigan stuff, I can show you a couple of templates that I know other users that use, and they do not get in no trouble for showing other people's content, this and this, because the way they have the main shit set up is you're coming there to like, yeah, they just have a bunch of, it's hard to explain. Basically, they have a bunch of their own like pictures and images on the screen, and then there's just a little box showing where the other content is.
yeah, like I didn't know that YouTube added a thing now that unless you click no, other people can use your videos to remake remixes for themselves. Because
Yeah,
I seen like that video at blowing up. I seen there was 18,000 remixes. I'm like, what's going on? So I click and all like the guys are playing the video and then like their big mugs like popping up and they're like, look at his head. You know what I'm saying? Like you see their head on the video with my video, but it's their head, and they're like reacting to what's going on, basically.
yeah, like doing a reaction video.
But it says credited from at Michigan Made Media. It credits your channel where it came from.
Oh, that's cool. At least it does
But
that. 'Cause then if anybody else sees it, they'll know where to, if they want to
right,
find
but
like find more stuff.
YouTube added that now. Like every video, you've got the option to turn on or off if users are allowed to use your content to make their own remixes.
Yeah, that's what's
So
good.
I don't know how that works with copyright now and stuff now. But 90% of my content's original anyway,
Yeah,
bro.
it comes from you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I used a few of. I go on a couple websites and look at, try to find some wild and crazy Detroit videos that will blow up, and it worked perfectly. Like I posted a couple, like the guy, the guy that rides on the bull all through the city. He rides that big old cow.
Oh, I never heard of that. I never
Oh,
seen it.
he's the cowman in Detroit. He dresses like a cowboy and he rides on a bull
Damn.
up and down like 6 Mile and 7 Mile.
Oh,
I
that's
put
why.
him on there. And then there was a Family Dollar somewhere in Detroit that put a freaking actual wooden home door as their door to get in and out of the store. That video blew up. Then I got one of a guy's taking his whole front seat apart looking for one Percocet.
I
And
seen
it
that
was
one. I seen that one.
it said only in Detroit. There was that one. And then did you see the one I just posted of the guys driving down the freeway with no doors? There's four guys in a car and it don't have no doors on front or back. This is all
I
shit that
didn't see
happens
that
in
yet.
Detroit.
I didn't see that one yet, but I will watch it. I will. Normally, I catch up on all your shit. I try to catch up on all of them. Like
But yeah,
I'll let you post a few of them, and then I watch them one after another after another. I do that. I'm that type of way. I like to watch a few of them,
but
at least a few at a time.
ever since I attracted all those subscribers from that one video, now when I post my shorts, like from like a Dexter Linwood, like a 40-second clip or something, they be blowing every time I post them.
Yeah, you done became you about to become a very important person here soon, Lee. You better get prepared for this.
Yeah,
You gonna blow.
if I get that big and they come to meet me, I'm turning it down. I ain't selling out. If I grow that big of a channel to where they come to me and tell me that, that's when I stop. And you heard it here first.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, just like when I say like blowing up, I mean you're dog, you're you're considered an influencer right now, bro.
Yeah, I'm at 8,500 subs. Like just earlier, I just looked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, regardless, you made a public
I'm
profile, you're
averaging
posting content.
1.4 million views every 28 days. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying you're a content creator, so that that's public, that puts you in the public eye, that all that type of stuff. So like
Right.
a mini
That's
celebrity
why I'm
right
trying
now.
to stick to just one genre, just Detroit stuff. Nothing political, nothing this or that. Just anything Detroit related.
Yeah, man,
History.
political. I was gonna do political, man, but that shit can get you fucking kicked, banned so quick. I don't even want to get
Right.
like all the people that are doing political stuff on here. They're all with bigger companies like the Blaze, the this. They have huge companies backing them where they're not gonna get fired.
My one biggest thing I can't stand, I get so many comments of people saying, "Where's Palmer Woods? Where's this and that?" And here's what I tell them. I said, I'm not showing these videos to make Detroit look bad. My camera is showing the present day reality of Detroit. I'm just driving around. There's no Hollywood sets, no props. If anything, you should be happy I'm showing these
Yeah,
neighborhoods.
you ain't using no jump
They're
cut.
neglected, they're underfunded, and swept under the rug by the mayor and the city administration, and they pour billions into downtown and then act like these real neighborhoods don't exist. Yet I'm showing what's going on in these neighborhoods, and people are getting mad at me like I'm making Detroit stereotype
Yeah,
look
I need to start jumping in your comments a little more and more, man. And I
I'm
be trying to
trying
stay
to
away
show
from
people.
drama,
I'm trying to show
but
people like, no, Detroit's not coming back. Look at this street right here. Look at this. You think that money they're pouring into downtown, they've ever thought about putting any into this neighborhood? No.
well, one day you should do. I don't know how many people are. One day you should do just the green zone, like drive around the green zone part of Detroit,
Right.
and
And I
and
do
see
got I
that
got videos of the good areas too. It's just I got way more of the other ones. So I mean,
well, yeah, you gotta
literally,
have them all,
if you
man. People
drive
gotta
around Detroit,
understand.
80% of Detroit is bad. All if you
Yeah,
put Palmer Wood, Sherwood Forest, Indian Village, all of them in, they would fit into like a corner of the that's
yeah.
like 80% of Detroit looks exactly like these videos. You got the nice areas, but once you leave it, a block out of Palmer Woods is one of the worst neighborhoods in Detroit.
Yeah.
But I'm not. These people think I'm trying to like make Detroit look bad or purposely. No, I'm letting people see what present day Detroit looks like. The camera's doing the work. But then I get a lot of people who used to live here and moved away that appreciate my videos, seeing like what Detroit looks like now, or old folks that can't get out and about anymore. They like the videos.
Yeah, maybe one day go one day. I don't know if you've done this yet. I haven't. I don't think you have. It's like go to all like the go drive around Detroit to all like the older like restaurants and stuff that a lot of old people like just iconic restaurants that's been around here for forever.
Yeah, I need to start writing down ideas. I haven't done anything really but just drive around notorious neighborhoods, you know?
Gotcha.
I'm not like basically YouTube Shorts is all that's making it now. Like I'll still post the 20-minute video of my adventure, but I'm mainly doing that 20-minute video to get 6 or 7 good shorts out of it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like I'll get 150, 200 views on a long video, but then I'll post a short out of that video and it'll get 4,000 views like that.
Yeah, people, man, in these
And
new days that we're in, people's attention spans are so small. That's
yeah,
all they want to do is look at
vlogging,
that minute video.
vlogging's dead. Vlogging's dead. Like it was hot for a few years, but like no one's paying attention to vlogging anymore. It's because of TikTok. TikTok, those short videos on TikTok. That's why YouTube had to come up with short.
Yeah, for sure. Shit, hell, even if I'm not mistaken, Facebook did too with the reels
Exactly.
and stuff. They all had
Now
to.
all
And
the all the YouTube OGs, like the guys with millions of subs, they're basically turning all their vlogs into shorts now.
yeah.
They're so
Even though
my
I think the shorts are eventually gonna fall off, man, because I don't know, like
you
I
know what?
enjoy the longer format videos because like
Yeah,
you get more out of it. They can go more with like you can't do nothing in a minute. I mean, there's stuff that you're gonna do in a minute for sure, but like I like to hear more in depth about what the person's doing or talking about.
right,
Like
exactly.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I love longer format
One
videos. So
one thing that I is really dumb of YouTube, your view hours on shorts don't count towards your view hours like to get
yeah, I
monetized.
thought they were supposed to be changing that.
No, they changed it to this. You either got to have 4,000 view hours in a year or 10 million short views. So the short views, they give you a number to hit instead of like watch hours.
Yeah.
But that's what took me so long to get monetized. My watch hours are at like 21,000. But if you take away shorts, it's only at like 4,000.
No, I wish I'd have knew sooner that you were having problems getting watch hours, dog, with the lives and
That's
stuff
what
like
took
that.
so
Because
long. That's what took so
I
long.
literally have probably like 20 something fucking YouTube accounts and shit like that, and I could have got on all different fucking things and just let that shit play.
I was kind of my fault too because the lives like this, if you do a live every night for like 3, 4 hours, like everyone that's in there, those count individually towards the time.
Yeah, yeah.
What up, Nitty? Chosen One Girls, John. That's my boy.
I can't see nothing. Oh, let me go to comments. My bad.
He goes by Frank Nitty. He's a Southwest. He's from Southwest too, like you.
Oh, that's what's up.
You know the Campbell building off of the freeway over there by Fort and Campbell Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to hold that building down until they kicked him out.
Gotcha.
But he's a real one. He's my boy. He's one of the few people I get along with in the community that was created by that dude driving around in the minivan, interviewing all the hookers.
That was him?
I don't even want to say his name. That dude that drove around and did the interviews on all the drug work.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Then got pretty much kicked out of the city by some bikers and the police. But I don't even want to bring his name up because I don't associate with that community anymore. It's nothing but drama. Like people will purposely go out of their way to try to wreck your channel or wreck your.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get to. That's gonna end eventually happen to you. Just wait. Like you're like that's why I said you mod some of your good peoples up, man, and we'll try to keep. When you go live, I might not even mention I'm in there, but I'll be in the background. Like I said, you just gotta let me know what you want and what you don't want, or what's allowed in the chat, what's not allowed, and stuff like that. And
How do
also,
I make a moderator? I can't make no one moderators right now. What am I? How do I do it from here? You know, I'm trying to
I
make
think
my
you have
boy
to
a
do it from.
moderator.
Are you on a PC?
No, I'm on my phone.
I think that's why. I think that's. I think honestly that's
Yeah, 'cause I
why.
used to go on a laptop when I was doing it. That
Yeah,
is what it
I
is.
think because you get the full like you don't really get the whole full YouTube
But watch
Studios on
this.
the
I
phone.
just made my thing make it look like, oh, I don't want to reload site, but I could turn my phone into a desktop view. Oh, I just did it. Let's see if it changed anything.
And if I'm not mistaken, through the phone, through the regular phone, you're not able. There's certain stuff even in the studios that you can't do. Like
Right.
that has to be done through the laptop.
I'm gonna
That's
have
the
to
reason why I don't have a real YouTube page yet. Like called something is because I don't have a computer.
I'm gonna have to re get my YouTube or my laptop from out of my buried in the bottom of my closet. You're
I need to
right.
find a, I need to
It,
find a good
it
deal on a
does look like
laptop.
a
I finally got
little
a good phone that I can do recording on. Now I just
people
got to get a
don't want to
laptop.
admit it, but most of the people that complain about me showing the bad areas of Detroit are freaking white people that don't even live in Detroit.
Man,
So
they can go kick
their
rocks.
word, yeah, their word don't mean crap. Press down on press down. Man, I need to figure it out though. It's guess. I'll have it figured out by tomorrow, Prime.
Yeah, I'm not. It's no hurry. I just figured I could help you out, so you don't have to
Uh,
constantly be hawking the chat waiting. Because people come in here try to say certain words just to have YouTube get. They'll say it and come in with another account and not say nothing
exactly.
and flag that comment, and then in return it flags your account. Like
Right.
people are out here like, man.
And they screen record your lives hoping you say something bad so they
Yep.
can
So they clip it. Yep.
I know I learned I used to go live like 2 years ago all the time, so I don't talk bad about no one and fuck 'em. Too many crazies out there, bro. Carrie Ann, I haven't seen you in a yeah, it took forever. I mean, those watch hours take so long. They freaking it took like 6 months just to get 900 watch hours, but I finally got them.
Oh, I can chat now in here too. That's what's up. They did an update. Damn, StreamYards used to never allow you to motherfucking type when you were in the chat, actually in the live with somebody, and now they do.
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
cool. Yeah,
That's
shit, man. I'd say 80% of my videos are freaking in Southwest.
it's Prime on the panel, Carrie. Prime.
That's my boy. I freaking went to school with him, and he's one of the few people I still keep in touch with from my school days.
Shit, bro, you the only motherfucker that I converse with. I mean, I know you too cool to hang out with a motherfucker, but we do bullshit. We do talk and have many long talk, very long
Man,
talks.
I'm just an introvert. I
Oh,
don't
me
hang
too.
out with
I'm
no
me
one.
too, bro. I'm the same way.
If I would come through and hang out, we'd be sitting on the couch staring at the ceiling.
Nah,
I'm
we
not.
would be getting into a whole bunch of conversations about what's
Yeah,
going on around
it
the
was fuck
world.
that one time on the phone. Remember, it was like an 8 hour phone
Yeah,
call.
that's
We
what
talked about
I said.
every single thing, conspiracy, the by everything. It was an 8 hour call.
Yep.
But I mean, you're really the only person in
Nice to meet
my
you too, Carrie.
Facebook friends and real life friends that actually know what's going on. Everyone else thinks they know. You actually know,
Yeah.
but you were around the right people and learned.
very, very young. Learned I was
Yeah,
learning that shit during high school, through
you're the
high
one that
school.
got me into it way back then, and
And
it
only reason why is because I did that. I was one of the ones that posted all that crazy shit. Well, I mean, it's not crazy shit to it's obviously it's
right,
crazy shit to the people that are asleep to their TVs, to what their TVs tell
right, yeah,
them. Trying to be as nice about it as I can, like saying
right.
it
I
that way.
know exactly what. Right, basically the
The black box, the black
what's
mirror that they stare at.
the movie with Roddy Piper with the sunglasses? When he put them on, you can see their
They're
soul.
not. They're alive.
They
Fuck.
live, or
They
no?
live. Yeah, they're alive. They
Yeah,
live. Yep.
that's the people in that they just
That's the ones I'm referring to.
right. And then there's so many people who are just worried about like pop culture and that's
Dude,
instead of
they
like no, there's not enough people that are like involved in their own spiritual like part of their life. It's like
well, because most of
crazy.
these people are spiritually dead, meaning like they're
Right.
not connected to no type of like
They're so stuck in the physical world and what's going on when it's all meaningless. You're basically
we call them.
everything is to distract you from finding your spiritual self.
And we call them. Oh, I forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just had it. But anyways, yeah. I mean,
Right.
they don't want to be. They don't. Okay, so like even with me, Lee, when that shit first happened to me, okay, I was younger, didn't have much like to lose and all this stuff. So it was easier for me. But so like my oldest brother, I finally just got him woken up to like showing him how all these news places lie and stuff like that, this and this. And he was over. It was the last time he was over. It was still a little bit cold outside. So it was, I think maybe February, March, or something like that. But he broke it down to me. He was like, listen, all that stuff I always used to talk shit to you back in the day and argue with you that you're crazy, this and this. He was like, I'm sorry. He was like,
Right.
he was like, I'm, he makes high six figures a year. I'm talking about Steve, my oldest
Right.
brother, Steve. He's a millionaire. Like, he's above a millionaire and stuff like that. So like he has to someone like that, it's harder for them to break the matrix because when that matrix gets broke, you if it gets broke the right way,
There's
you
no
start
going back.
looking at everything way different.
That's what once you break it, you you see stuff without even trying to see. That's why I can't watch TV or movies anymore. I just you just start like you'll notice the symbolism without even trying it. Like
Not
just
even a
oh
symbolism. You'll know that you know that they're lying. Like you know that they lie. Like like it's just you can't trust them, man. Like you
yeah,
can't
like
trust the media.
once you break free of the matrix, you I tell people be careful if you do want to go down that rabbit hole because
Oh
life will
yeah,
never be the
yeah.
same for you.
It's deal. So my
If
brother
you
did a lot of help for our community, and I got into a big argument with him a couple years ago. I don't know if I told you this or not, but my brother, he was tasked. So his company, they were tasked, but it
yeah,
was
you were telling me about that. He does something big to where like he knew some real secret information types. Was that what you're referring to?
yeah, he programmed, he wrote the code for the CV testing on like his company. They were tasked with the machines that they did the coding for was one third. It was going to be one third of all the tests done in America. And so it might sound like one third. That don't sound like a big number, but when you think about 300 million and one third of 300 million, you're still
Right.
looking at at least 100 million per, that was going to go through that. Anyways, yeah, they told him, well, they one of the requirements is that these people at these test sites had to be able to go in there and change the values, meaning changing positive to negative, negative to positive. And my brother even asked him, well, why do these people need to have this option? It should just go by what the test says. And they straight up told my brother, that's nothing for you to worry about. You just have to write the fucking code.
Yeah,
And
that's
when he broke it down to me, I tried to get him to go on video. I told him, I'm like, dog, you don't even have to put your face in the video. Just talk, like, just tell me what you're just tell both of us, the camera and me, what you're saying. And I'm like, I won't put your name out there or nothing. He was like, dude, my company will know. He was like, it will get back to them. He was like, I will lose my job. That was his main concern, is losing that 100K plus a year. Because he's now he has too much to lose. He's in a $500,000 house on an acre and a half or whatever. Like, he's not trying to lose all that.
people really do disappear. Like, did you see the story of the dude that seen the giant on top of that mountain, and then he was in the obituary like 2 weeks later?
No, I didn't see nothing about that.
Wow, it's from Canada. This guy was driving, and on top of a mountain, you could see this. It was a giant because you could imagine looking at the top of a mountain. You wouldn't see a human would be a speck. This thing was moving around and you could see it like its arms, legs. So it
And
had to be like
and
had to
then
been
the
like
bad boy
30 foot
come back.
tall. But guess what? He
What's up?
went back to get more footage, and there was freaking government agents blocking the trail, telling him, "Go back. There's nothing here to see. Go back." And then he was forced. You could tell he was looking to his right. He was forced to say everything in his videos were fake. But then a week later, he made a 30-second clip that said nothing was fake. They were all real. Then after that, he disappeared, and then he was found in the obituaries. Look that up tonight.
Yeah, I am. I will.
Man spots giant, then disappears. It's
Now,
crazy.
did they release anything about like how tall? Like, did he say anything like that?
No, because he was from far away. He was on the ground driving on it. The mountain was ahead of him in the distance. And at
Gotcha.
the very top edge of the mountain, he could see this humanoid figure like walking around, like in and to see someone like that on the top of the mountain was like 5,000 to 6,000 feet high. To be able to see someone moving around, they got to be uh, tall.
Yeah, you're talking
Shit,
about at
I
least
don't
12, 15 foot tall, if not more.
maybe more. Yeah, this was in the woods in Canada. But the crazy thing was when he went back, they already had government agents blocking the trail. Like they were onto him that quick.
Well, bro, they're watching. Like, yeah, they're our government's watching for all that type of action or whatever you want to call it, phenomenal, phenomenies or whatever, because it says in the old good book that in the end days they are going to return. And so it's, if the cops if they showed up that quick, like, to do it that like, okay, so like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is. It could be Bigfoot. It could be whatever this and this. Even though I think Bigfoot's just another word for Nephilim. But
And then for
like,
him to make a video where he looked all nervous and he kept looking to his left, saying everything was all fake, and then to make another video where all he did was say it was all real, and that was the video, and then he was never seen again. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, when you
for
look
some
at
reason, this thing keeps dropping me now.
you up, we got 3 people in here. You there? Maybe we're talking about some shit we shouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it literally just booted me out of here 3 times though. That's what I'm saying. I don't get that.
And maybe we shouldn't talk about the giant.
Yeah, I don't want you to lose. I don't want your channel to be at risk. That's why I'm holding. Like, I'm trying to, say what I have to say. Very like comfortable. Where, because nowadays there's no telling. Like, there's no telling what can get you booted or get you a strike and then 2 and then you lose your channel.
Right.
After your first strike, you can't get on your channel for 14 days. The second strike is like 60. And then the third one, you're just, you don't get, they take your.
did you ever see the black dude that was real spiritual? His name was like Jamal something, and he went missing too. He had like a real spiritual YouTube channel.
So videos
He used to do videos like talking about like spiritual stuff and like
what happened to him?
they said like he just disappeared. His name was it Rashad Jamal or something like
I don't
that?
know, but I know he's on my Facebook because that's like he's been on there for well over a decade, if not almost.
He's talking about how like you can teleport. He would talk about all that stuff. I think he might be in jail or something for giving out information. I forget. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you, brother.
What's going on? All right,
Harry too. Trying to get this other phone to charge so I could look up the stories. It's easier. But the guy, I wish I remembered his name. He was freaking.
I thought it was
He
Jamal.
had
You
dreadlocks.
know,
He had dreadlocks, and he was always shirtless. And he always talked about like extraterrestrials and like that kind of stuff.
see, I don't remember the extraterrestrial stuff. That's what's like stumping me. But all like just like yeah.
Like
Um
Matrix, like
I'm
it's
I'm
kind
a
of like the stuff Bob was talking about a couple years ago when he was coming out with all those Elements mixtapes,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden you don't hear from him anymore.
Well, shit,
He was
there's a lot of people. I mean, living over here, there's a lot of people that you be buying their mixtapes, this and this, and then you've always seen them at the gas. You've always ran into them at one of the gas stations. Just
right, like Bob had released them as mixtapes because no studio would put them out, but he was the one pretty much telling everything that happens. Like in order to get a deal, you got to go to the cloning. So he was giving away all the secrets. And then he was talking about like the judges and the policemen and the sheriffs are all they're all masons.
I knew that. I've been doing that for like.
Right, right. But I'm like, he's saying this in songs and like it's never been done before, really, like by a rapper.
I have to think about that because man,
He said something about like your judges, your doctors, your lawyers are the same clansmen or masons. I forget. I'm gonna look at the lyrics right now.
no, but I mean, it's more and more people finally spreading that getting woke up to what not, and I'm not talking about this woke shit that they talking about in the streets now with this.
Bob even admitted Bob said he don't know if he's a clone or not. The only way he thinks he's not is that he still has dreams, but he says he has no idea if they cloned him or not. He said helicopters used to fly over his house all the time when he was making those albums.
So you really think they got the technology to clone somebody, bro?
I don't know, man. That's weird. You ever watch that Dolores lady that says like she can talk to the ETs and stuff, and she talks about how like we're living here is just us like practicing, and like we sign a contract and we pick our parents, and if we don't practice, like if we don't learn everything we're supposed to, then when we go back up there we sign another contract and come and try again. And then there's three stages, like one's kind of like a heaven, then there's another. You ever listen to her name's Dolores?
Okay. I don't. I've never heard that from her, but that theory or that whole little teaching or whatever you want to call that them steps that you were talking about.
Dolores Cannon, that's her, yeah.
Um, I've heard that from many people that claim. So I don't know who adopted her, if she's the one that came up with it and everybody's jocking her shit. I don't know.
She says like somehow she's able to go like hypnotize herself, and she would have meetings with like the universal like elder council and shit, and like
bro.
her
I
information
told
was
you that story when I told you that we can go out to where we can see. I mean, obviously can't now because of these forest fires, but you still haven't took me up on that offer for me to go out way out to the country somewhere where there's ain't no lights. You can see a bunch of stars where you are, just where you can see shit. And I can get what I think were my homies, but I don't really know for sure. But anyways, I can get some orbs to come down, and you'll be able to tell for sure that they're orbs.
right.
I've the only time I seen one in person is man, for almost what it was over a year. I was dealing with the demons at night. They try to label it. What do they label it? Sleep.
Oh yeah, where you like frozen or whatever.
Man, it's all type. Man, everybody has different experiences. That's what I'm saying. Like it's demon possession, but anyway, or they're trying to. Anyways, what is it called? Sleep paralysis,
Yeah, there you go.
and that is no joke. Like that will make you like. I mean, so mine was it would get on my chest every night and start choking me, and I couldn't even move. My hands couldn't even move to stop it because you were just straight up paralyzed. That's that's where the sleep paralysis comes in at. But
Right.
you're just you literally cannot move. And yeah, I mean, so I had one where it made me feel like I was falling, like just falling to nowhere, just falling and stuff like that.
But you got your silver cord, so you can never. That's like when we dream, like we leave our bodies because the soul doesn't need sleep, but our bodies do, and the soul gets bored while our bodies are sleeping. That's
Exactly.
why it goes and visits other dimensions and shit. But we're attached to our physical body by a silver cord or something. It's called.
Now, just how you said that right there, Lee. Why can't everybody when I walk up to people and I try to I see like I can tell who they are if I can ask this question, I kind of get to know who they are real quick, and I ask and if the alien stuff pop up, I'm like, I mean not alien, I'm like, do you believe in life after death and stuff like that, and I will always they always like say, oh no, this no, or some say yeah, but the atheists will say no. And anybody with any type of belief of a higher person or whatever the case is, higher entities, whatever you want to call it. They always say, yeah, I believe in life after death, of course. But the way you put that is, I can tell you that I can make you believe in ghosts. Like I can prove that there's ghosts by asking you to do one thing: is can you stop your mind from thinking? Can you shut everything off inside you, Lee?
No, I don't think so.
That's what you're talking about. How you described the soul can do that. The soul can never stop thinking as well.
Right.
I think that's when you said it gets bored. And like when you go to sleep, your mind's still kind of there, but it's gone at the same time. And stuff like that. But like I tell people, to tell your mind to stop talking. Like, let's be quiet right now. So you like, if it don't need you, like if you can't shut it down, how you gonna shut it down after it dies? After you die? Because it don't need you.
Exactly.
And I think the mind is really a part of the soul. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole mind conscious, like, I think them two run hand in hand. Because the soul, in order to go get into somebody else, in order to do simple tasks or whatever it needs to do, where did it get that information to be able to do that? Well, from that mind that whoever stored it in their mind before that.
Right.
Genetics, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever, however the case is, invisible in genetics or whatever. Like, I don't know how that would work, but I'm sure that they probably trying to figure. Someone's trying to figure that. That's the ultimate question. But I don't know. The Russian scientists supposedly claim that they designed a camera that can take a picture of your body, leaving the soul as soon as you die,
Really?
and people pay to have that shit done. Um, People are supposed to pay to have that shit done if they know their family members about to die, just so they have that picture. I don't know if it's propaganda. I don't know. I mean, but this is something. This is something, brother, that I seen maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago.
Right.
Like that's how long ago that this camera was supposedly built. I forget the article. I forget the guy's names and stuff like that. Like you can actually probably type it in and go to the website if it was true. I'm sure that website is still pumping, or maybe not. They're at war. I don't know.
Listen to this little short verse from B.O.B. He says, "Oh shit, this like the part in the Matrix when they take the red pill. He wake up and go ape shit. They told us we evolved from some ape shit, but I guarantee you, Charles Darwin was a Mason. Damn, they like you humans so particular. You just appeared after a big bang of gas and started fuming together to make life. Don't need to think twice. There's nothing about you special. You basically sand mites on this tiny fucking speck of dirt called Earth, the only sign of life in the entire universe. Oh, and every star's a billion trillion miles away. So how the fuck we got a picture of the Milky Way? Bam. That's B.O.B., baby.
Yeah, I need you need to send me the name of that song.
He's hip on. He know. I mean, he put out 4 mixtapes talking about that kind of stuff. But I'll give you the info. Calling Charles Darwin a Mason, man, he wasn't playing. He fucking
He was not only a Mason, but he was out to destroy Christianity too, in which he did in a way. He destroyed all religions in a way at that point. I think that was the first communist strategy takeover of the globe.
yeah.
Of the globe is get any type of special creation out of the books. Only teach we came from a motherfucking amoeba.
Right.
Yeah, a ball blew, a infinite dot of nothing blew up in the sky and made everything. Everything. Like, ain't no way. Like, ain't no way. That just if that violates the laws of thermodynamics in itself of itself. I mean, I can school people on how that's not possible just through science, through their own science.
Right.
The headlines, bro, be bull crap. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to pick any other saying this from from Buddha, from Muhammad, from Jesus. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like in general, there are tons of stuff that can disprove that it just couldn't happen the way they call evolution.
Listen to this little verse. He says, "Climb up the mountain just so we can stand. Big brother, hang off it by your pants. No more allegiance to no more leaders. To the people that put the law above the land. It's a scam like Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. Created targets, created the martyrs. Democracy artists, good hearted people enlisted to fight for the system that stripped all your rights, and the bitches delivered in doses so potent that when their administered, people turn sinister. The retina, the all-seeing retina, the mark of the beast, the mark of the predator. God bless America, God bless the regular. Far from the regular, don't kill the messenger. Bands.
Nice. Huh.
Bob was he was, that's crazy, man. And they didn't, he's still alive today. I don't see him anywhere, but this is a hell of a first live, man. YouTube's gonna hate me. He's got a song right here. It's called Under the Dome. Let's see if there's any. Chemtrail clouds, I'm asleep though. Acid rain, I'm asleep though. Fluoride water, I'm asleep though. New World Order, I'm asleep though. Diabetes soda, I'm asleep though. Cloned and modified beef though. Heavy metals all in the drinks though. Wi-Fi, cook a N-word in his sleep though. FEMA coffins, the people watching, counting sheep, N-word sleepwalking. All these dick riders, where's Lorena Bobbitt? Blogs ain't talking about shit, but baby mamas. You don't want to stir the pot. You don't want to detox. I'm asleep though. You ever heard of Baz Quiet? You don't want a Tupac. You want love and hip hop. I'm asleep though. Cops taking cheap shots all week though. False flag headlines all week though. Chalk outline on the street though. I'm just trying to make it out alive in one piece though. I'm asleep though. Clone politicians don't sleep though. Earth flat as fuck, I'm asleep though. Geoengineering, I'm asleep though. Diabetes soda, I'm asleep though.
Hmm.
Feds follow an N-word in his street clothes. Hoes ain't sticking to the G code. Essay, I'm asleep though. Click clack bang bang. Ali baby, I'm a crazy, no CeeLo. I don't sleep though. Deep underground ET though. Bernie Mac's man's soul. Rest in peace though. Found May 28th. Well, we know. What you talking about? Talk is talk, and the doers do shit people talk about. Nothing to argue about. How must I remind you? I don't wear designer clothes. No genre attire. Monsanto was all up inside your vaginas, tampons, panty liners, gender blur, got all your kids confused, teaching sex ed in preschool, designer babies in the wombs, clones, stars shining through the moon, but I'm asleep though. Chemtrail clouds, I'm asleep though. That's
That's what's up. That's some fire. You said that's B.O.B.
B.O.B. It's called the Elements Mixtape. It's water, fire, water, fire, and well, hold on, they're all right here. He did water, fire, earth, and air.
Okay.
One of his best songs is "Effing Science," bro. This one he's got one called Harp Music. This one's called Dumb. Let's see. Oh, he's talking about deep underground military bases. Deep military bases, that's dumb. Bobby on the beat, that's dumb. Numb. In the studio getting blow. Who you know talk this much shit on a track? Once you sell your soul, no way getting it back. Oh, you gone have to be much quicker than that. Metaphysical raps invoking pivotal moments, exposing criminal acts. For those that live in a mask that show the critical mass, they tried to give me a roof, but now the ceiling is cracked. I will not fall in the mud. I will not fall through the cracks. I know where we're headed is where we've been in the past. What happened to Sasquatch? What happened to Anthrax? Where's half your advance at? What happened to loyalty? Having your man's back. Wherever the red, the white, and the blue lands at. We kill the natives and never give them they land back. Yeah, you gotta freaking look up some of this stuff.
Yeah, I definitely am.
BOBs and oh, I just adjusted my method. They tried to muddy my message. Another corrupt one elected, another new puppet selected. This ain't a fairy tale, yeah, far from an urban legend. And a war propaganda can often be used as a murder weapon. What's the direction we're headed in? Can't get arrested and not get neglected. Guessing my presence is threatening. Put you on a game and they try to discredit it. Thanks to the internet, we can see racism isn't as dead as they said it is. Sirius is getting beheaded. They edit the footage, then go off for beverages. Oh me, oh my, the keys unlock the closed mind. Fee fi fum. I see the beast close by, but an eye for an eye for an eye for an eye. Soon we'll all be blind over time, over time.
Hmm.
United Savages of America, corruption, extortion, torture, etc. Looking for war that we can declare on you. Like, we can just control this whole area. Overbearing clutch, country run by billionaires are us. Evil predator, don't want that beef if it ain't rare enough. Police scared of us. Propaganda and hysteria. What's in the dairy truck? Crops and produce sprayed in fairy dust. Budget cuts like an uppercut from the upper class. All they serving is plates of suffering succotash. I know someone in power, someone behind the mask. When I find someone, I'm gonna whoop someone's ass. I won't comply with tyrants or confide in dead messiahs. By now, you know a lot about me. Nothing's ever private. Whatever you're looking for in life, you'll more than likely find it. Guns, drugs, sex, basically everything but guidance. Most of our life we guess and shit. The rest is left to science. They just give you the dots, but see, you got to connect the right ones. The rope is around all our necks, but in the hood it's slightly tighter. The cause of death is biased because if you get shot, then Daquan did it. If a flood kill you, then God did it. Get assassinated, then the mob did it. We don't know the killer unless a cop did it. We treat our problems how we treat our criminals. We lock them as long as we can so we don't have to deal with them. Bobby be on that shit.
Yes, what's up?
Hey, Simple Love, thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Sorry I haven't paying attention to the chat.
Oh, me neither.
Let me hurry up and try to find that monster, that giant. Man sees giant on mountain, disappears. Man disappears after seeing giant. All right, here it is. The man that saw the giant on the mountain disappeared. His name was Andrew Dawson. TikTok users are concerned about TikToker Andrew Dawson, who posted an eerie conspiracy video on his page after he stopped sharing posts on the Dawson, who used the handle Andy Cat, first went viral April 9th, 2022, when he shared a clip of what seemed like a giant person in the mountains. However, he was not posting anything on the video sharing platform since May 17th, 2022, leaving many internet users questioning what happened to the man. And then eventually uploaded a video with the caption, "It's a giant." The video allegedly showed a giant person standing on top of a snowy mountain somewhere in Canada. While the video is shaky and zooms in, the giant figure is quite far away, so it could be anything. Someone in the video can be heard requesting Dawson about what he is seeing, to which he applies, "It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over. It's a person." The post went viral with almost 4 million views. Over the next few days, he tried to film the giant creature but was unsuccessful as it moved. Andrew Dawson spoke to locals who explained that the thing comes and goes. Strange things started happening to him from then on as he tried to film the creature he shared an update stating that he was allegedly stopped by a CIA agent who stated that Dawson was trespassing and blocked the road despite it being a public area. The next day, he shared a clip of a UFO flying by what he called a helicopter extraction in the same area. So they freaking did a helicopter extraction in the same area? Did they freaking extract the giant because he was made aware to the public?
Hmm.
He made a video, suspicious black vehicle outside his home. So he was being, what's that, gang stalked. The black vehicle was parked in front of his home. Dawson went outside the house. The car was seen speeding away. The TikToker did not share any posts until May 6th when he shared an official update. He addressed the viewers and told them that he hadn't updated them. He got busy with life and hadn't disappeared or died. He said, "Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all the posts, all the videos I posted were scripted and fake." Andrew Dawson shared one last update the next day, which featured what looked like the same snow-covered mountain with a structure on top. The TikToker claimed that the structure hadn't been there the day prior. Andrew has since not shared any videos. Updates noted have been speculating. There was a news that Andrew passed away on July 1st, 2022, after an obituary surfaced in a local paper. Ain't that fucking crazy? So when you look it up, look up what happened to Andy Capt, Kapt, because that was his handle, Andy Capt. You fall asleep, brother?
No, I'm gonna look.
Yeah, look up Andy Capt.
Yeah.
That's the giant guy who had the giant. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that one. Like I knew that from the jump when you said it earlier. I'm like, oh
But
yeah,
then the next day there was a helicopter and like a unidentified flying object that looked like it was extracting something. That's
yeah.
crazy.
That's now. Well, I know our government definitely has them type of craps for sure. Under the program Magic, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you said that the CIA was following them and some more shit, like that's normally them are the guys that are working basically under being able to do whatever they want.
All right. Yeah, I found that Bob verse I wanted to tell you. It's real short. Okay. Right here it says, that's the sound doing a bid with more time they should give. That's the sound of an oppressed nation tired of chasing villains that don't got no faces. The sound of a nation that don't got no patience for proclamations, warlocks in churches and sacred locations. The sheriff's a Klansman, the judge is a Mason. Not to be biased and not what your faith is, but how do I trust my own country and state that's more loyal to Satan than their own occupation? The system is rigged. If I vote, will I change it? Greed will consume us with no moderation, blamed for a beast I'm not sure I created. Hold on. I'm not sure I'm created. I'm inside a game. I'm not sure that I'm playing. It's a whole operation, whether it's real or whether they staged it. Shit gets so tense when I go out to places. I fuck around, sneeze in the air. I can break it. And people feel so violated. You feel what I'm feeling before you can say it. Before I can step in the studio to lay it, I know what my role is. I know I ain't basic. But I guess the truth must hurt. I guess that's why they butt hurt all the secrets that I unearthed. No stone left unturned. To learn to fly, you gotta jump first. I touched the sky, that's why I'm sunburnt. I change a life in one verse. Welcome to the seventh pinnacle. Somewhere between the metaphysical and hell is spiritual. I seen hell and hell is digital as well as visual. Hell is how they did the aboriginal. Hell is the innocent that get murdered and they don't arrest the criminal. Oh my God, take the steering wheel. for I'm about to do something I didn't intend to do. No interviews. Pacing in my living room. Bob, what's gotten into you? Why you wildin'? You advantage. Shit, you look like you are invincible. People always ask me, geez, why are you still living, dude? Shit, I don't know. I wonder why too.
Dope. Man, you know how
I
long it's been since I've heard any
yeah,
type of like real music that like that
I'm
that reminds me of like Nas and stuff like that. Even though he didn't like he basically got kicked out of mainstream, he had to stop doing it to stay mainstream, and that's why he
this
fell off.
right
But
here is
anyway,
basically what you're talking about. He says, I'm in my zone. I look up in the sky. I know this can't be home. And I know I ain't alone. They try to take your home. They try to sway the weak and they try to break the strong. Huh? But I'm a quitter. God's child, not God's dinner. On God, I'm Godzilla. Try to plot. I'll make the plot thicker. See, the middle class got a lot slimmer and the upper class got a lot richer. They want a revolt. They want you to riot. They want you to try it. They want to provoke us to keep us divided. But the people are no longer quiet. They say, Bob, they gonna take you out if you keep rhyming this way. Huh? I say, fuck it. We all gonna die anyway. Man, this was an hour going on for an hour and 11 minutes.
I wish you'd have just stated one thing on there a little bit better because he did. I know for sure one thing is not true in there, or just not the way he said it
Which one was that?
about the upper class wants there to be a riot and stuff like that, and maybe the top 1% of the 1% probably want that,
Right.
but like people that are in my brother's tax bracket because he's considered to be in that he's considered to be in that bracket. He's in that bracket, and he don't want that. And like all his people, all his connections, and all like
Maybe he was
the
maybe he
lawyer
was
families and stuff, they don't
referring
want that shit.
maybe he was referring to about him being black at that part and like the upper brackets white people and he
Yeah, he
wants
was just generalizing. I get it. He was just generalizing, but you know, it's literally like that shit. Like, literally, the 1% of the 1% wants. Yeah, they do want that for sure, absolutely. But man, they got because they know what he just said. What he said's true that the riot, and then that turns into basically a big money transfer and stuff like that. Because when you start revolting for real in real life, your bank accounts get seized, buddy, because the government needs it to build stuff.
that's why my money's not in a bank. It's fucking no, it's hidden. I have I have Venmo where I keep a little money on. Other than that, I don't keep any money. I have no bank account. I never will have a bank account.
No, I'm just saying, like everybody loses in real life situation where there's
Right.
war on our own grounds. Like everybody's fucking gonna lose. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like when they got a when if I hope it never happens. But say if bombs start getting dropped in cities because a whole city decides to revolt against the police and wants to, or not even that,
Right.
a whole metropolitan area. Think about that. Like not just the D, but all the cities surrounding Detroit.
According to the Dolores, that lady, she said that the ETs watch over Earth and they would never let anything get to that point. They would they would intervene before anything could cause the Earth to be destroyed. Like they've came down and intervened a few times throughout history.
Yeah, it
Like
was one of the 12. It was
they
one of
came,
the 12 alien
they
races.
they they leave us alone, but they also like help us. Like they'll intervene in certain
Yeah,
situations.
and their crafts are shaped different than the little orbs, than like the little regular like saucer ones. Their crafts aren't like that.
Right. Like I
Their crafts
forget
are
what
more
she
like
was
our
saying.
space, like
I
like
don't know. I forget why she was saying that they like are looking out for us, like how we benefit them, but they basically are looking over our planet or how whatever you want to call it, and they won't let anything happen again like what happened to what's Atlantis, because during Atlantis, I guess technology got so far, it was way more than what we have now, that that was the demise. Do you believe that Atlantis, they were like light years ahead of where we're at technology wise, and they destroyed their own civilization?
Yeah, I just don't think that the mainstream dates are. I don't believe in the mainstream dating system, but yeah, I think I believe that. Yeah,
Right, yes. So
because I believe
this
from where
girl
I believe it
be
came from, and
must
I'm
be
saying that there's
pretty legit, because
yeah.
everything she's been saying that I've been asking you, you agree with. That's well,
But you got to
but
remember, yeah, I'm just not. I don't want to
right,
bring
but
my.
again, she like we talked about, she says that like our lives, all it is a school. It's like we're all playing a character, and we're like Earth is school. We're here to learn, and the main thing we're learning is love. As long as you learn love, then you'll be able to move on to the next place. But if you're still full of negativity and struggling with negative things, then you'll have to be reincarnated. And she said there's people that's relived a life like 100 times, and they can't get it right, and they just keep coming back
Well,
and
you're
back.
telling me right now. You're telling me if that philosophy is right, then I'm gonna be reborn. I'm about to be coming back to this bad boy trying it again. But even
Yep,
though I
but
don't believe that, but
the thing is, she says as soon as you die, there's guardians that watch over you. They take you up to a place, and they will show you your entire life, what you did and what you did right and wrong, and they will give you the option if you want to make a new contract and try again, or if you want to go to a different destination that you're able to based on what you did while you were on here on Earth.
hmm,
And then they were saying, like, when like babies die during birth and stuff, it's because they changed their mind and they tore the contract up, and instead of coming to Earth, that's why they didn't make it to Earth, because they changed their mind about coming here. That's how she explains like babies dying during birth.
yeah. But I wish that I wish that that means that I wish I had recollection of either doing this again, or I wish or
We're the
saying okay,
same.
I'm
Yeah,
past it.
we're
I'm
the
going to the
same.
next level.
Our soul is the same soul every time. It's just once you sign the new contract, your memory is wiped clear. And then it's weird how they say, like, you go down like a freaking hallway and you pick your parents. You literally, like, pick the lady that you want to bring you into the physical world. That's what she was saying. Like, we pick our parents, and
Sound like she should make that shit a religion right there, whatever that like.
then our it's just Earth is just it's just a school, and that we have all have like spiritual people watching us. They can do anything for us, but they can't intervene. Like, we can ask them to help us and pray for the stuff, and they can do it as long as it's not intervening with our free will. You understand?
Oh yeah, I follow that for sure. Oh yeah.
Like, we can't say, like, guardian, can you please make me win the lot, or that. But if
Okay.
you're like about to crash or something, they can like make you like look up at a certain time so you don't hit something. That's like what they're there for.
So, bro, back to that. I forgot to say, back to that story about and this relates with what we're just saying right now. That's why I want to bring it back up. When I was said I was having them sleep terrors and this, and I had one buddy that I would say specializes in ET just as like I do and stuff like that. And he was like, "Well, call out your friends." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, she was
And,
talking about
and,
that
and he
too.
was like, yeah, he was like, he was like, yeah, you can't move, like you can't move. He's like, but think it, just think it. And he told me a phrase to do, just to say and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say it out here because I don't. If anybody's in the spirit world like that, they might be able to call, so they might actually make something
Dude,
appear. I don't know.
you just made the hair stand up a minute. She was saying the same exact thing that like if you're ever feeling something like demonic or something, just you call on your freaking spiritual guides and they will
Bro,
comfort you.
a holographic, like whitish holographic freaking being walked through the side of my room, bro. Came in there, came to the corner of the bed. I'm like, I'm sitting there terrified now of both things, but this dude just he put his hand up. The thing just immediately disappeared, and I felt normal. I felt completely fine. Like normally, it takes you about a good 20 minutes probably just to get your breath right and get like because it shakes it messes with your head, man. It really messes with your head, whatever that stuff is. And this thing just waved his hand like a rain, like like say like a almost a full circle, what I'm saying, and then
Yeah.
turned around and walks right back out the corner of my wall and just left, or just floated through it, whatever. Like the wall didn't stop this thing. It was just because it wasn't like a full. It was literally just like I don't know how like I'd have to have an artist draw it or something like that and just explain it to him. But it was like a holographic, like whitish holographic though. Like, it wasn't just anyways. And it just waved at me. I said thanks. And them things never came back again. Ever since that day, I had not one of them things bother me at night again. And I was dealing with it 3 to 4 times a week. It was literally draining my body where I had no energy, just like I mean, to experience that many times a week, as some people say, if they get it once a month, it freaks like it. It gets in your head, bro. And I don't wish that on nobody to have to deal with that.
Exactly. That Dolores girl's also she's big on talking about how we're able to create or manifest anything we want. We have the power to do such. We can literally manifest anything using our mind. What do you think about that?
We only use about ten
Uh,
percent 10% of our brain, but never 10% all at the same time. So
right.
what is that other what is the other 90% just chilling doing? Like, why did it go to sleep? Is that part of in my story? Is it that part after the fall where it decided that we weren't going to be as big, as intelligent as all that, where we're actually evolving instead of
He
evolving?
also talks about how like the, we're meant to be able to heal anything through our subconsciousness. We aren't like we should never have had to go to doctors. Like we're not supposed to get sick. Like everything, like us getting sick is all like not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yep.
engineered by like like something trying to intervene with our lives. Like we weren't created to get every illness that wasn't like just out there. All of them were specifically created by something.
When they make everything that's created for medicine illegal to fucking buy, illegal to sell
Right.
seeds of to grow it, because it's all, or you got to know what to mix it with and all that stuff to get the medicine. Because I mean, you can go find moss anywhere, and I think that's how they make penicillin, right?
I believe so.
I don't want
But
to say something wrong on here.
they,
No, this is on, but
you know
it's
what
one, it's something
the
like that.
3 waves of volunteers? Have you ever heard that? What about that? She always talks about the 3 waves of volunteers.
No, I never heard it.
And she also said she met Nostradamus once, and whenever she went into one of her trance, and Nostradamus was telling her all kinds of stuff. She's interesting to listen to. What's a convoluted universe? What's that? Dolores Cannon
Convoluted?
on the convoluted universe.
I don't know.
The Order of Reincarnation. Dolores Cannon on breaking soul contracts, getting off the karmic wheel. Yeah, that's what she calls it, the wheel of karma. We just spin on the wheel of karma until we fulfill our what we need in the school here. We just keep going, and we're literally like on a wheel until we finally move on to the next phase. Let's see.
It's
Right
interesting.
here. This is a short on her. The shocking truth about God. Let's see what she says. Can you hear that?
No, I can't.
She's saying, what is God? The first thing you got to get over, it's not a man. Hold on. If anything, it would be a woman because the woman is the creative power. But hold on. The God source is a huge energy source. So powerful, it's unbelievable. It's total love. It has no sex, no definition. She says there's no such thing as hell. There is no hell. Hell is an invention of the church. It was never in the Bible.
No, they just referenced it from I think
A
to like the
loving a
Bible.
loving God would not do that to his people, she says.
This earth is hell. They've told me
The
that
earth
many
is
times
hell, she's
because
saying.
that's where people hurt each other.
Because that's where
I
people hurt each
There was
other.
nobody
There
sitting
is
up
nobody
there
sitting up on a throne judging you and punishing you. People blame God for everything. Believe me, He is not doing this at all. You do it to yourself. You can't blame anybody for yourself. They say, don't remember writing this script.
exactly what happened.
You're the one who is writing this whole scenario. There is nobody up there who is judging you and punishing you. You see your life. You see what you have done. People you have hurt. You make the contract. You judge yourself. And there is no harsher judge than yourself because you know you have to pay these things back. And that's where karma comes in.
And you're ready to come back. Okay, you have your little package or your nice little plan. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna do all
So
of
you
this.
make a plan to come back to Earth and do it again.
Come back and do it again. This Earth
This shit's crazy.
Okay, when the person goes through the death experience,
When the person goes through the death experience and they're dying, they feel very cold.
Then
The next instant, they're standing by the bed looking down at the body. It's that quick.
They say it's just like getting up from one
It's
chair
just like
and sitting
getting up
down
from
at
one
another
chair and sitting down
slide
at
right
another
off the
chair.
bed.
You just slide right out of your
they'll
body.
stand next to the bed looking down at the body and they'll say, gee, I didn't know I looked that bad.
So you'll be looking at your dead body, like standing next to
The last thing
it.
they'd want to do is go back into that body. Usually it's sick or it's disease.
So that would make sense of you saying you could see the soul leaving the body.
But the next thing that comes into their mind is, hey, I'm out of there. I'm free. Because so many of us have taken
Jesus
so
and the
long to
wheel
learn
of
from us.
karma.
We're
We're caught on the wheel of karma.
We haven't got it.
We haven't got it. We keep making the same mistake over and over again. We don't get out of anything. You have to take that lesson until you learn it. And you keep coming back with the same people, just playing different roles. You be the husband this time, I'll be the wife, or you be the mother, I'll be the child. Maybe we can figure it out. But it's the wheel of karma. One of the only things that Jesus came to teach us was how to get off the wheel of karma. We were going round and round and round. We were not moving upward. So he came to show us how to get off the wheel. Of course, the only way is always with love. Love is the greatest thing there is. God, the source, is total love. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's
Self-experience. And they're dying.
some of it I can rock with, it, some of it it's iffy, and
Right on.
but I would be interested to actually just listen to it, like be able to listen to some of her stuff and figure out
She's got a
her
channel
stances
and
and stuff.
she's got like thousands of videos and they're all like hour-long discussions. So if you're ever bored, she's got
No,
a lot of stuff on UFO investigation too.
gotcha. Yeah,
Who's Verna Yater? Verna Yater's death, Spirit Info.
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of debates lately, and
The
so
Order of Reincarnation, Legend of Star Crash. I don't know what that is. UFOs and the seeding of planet Earth. Atlantis lost civilization, past life regression, a caller with a medical. Boom, boom, boom. The New Earth. She talks about the New Earth a lot too. HARP Project, the Definity Factor, Contact with Nostradamus, First Transforming, the New Earth, the Dynamics of Global Transformation.
what's her YouTube name?
Her youth is Dolores Cannon.
Okay.
Yeah, when you watch a few of her things, get back to me on that, like what you think about her. I just discovered her recently.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm about to do that, and I'm about to get ready. My phone's at 6%.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it. It's just you and me in here. Hey Timothy, thanks brother for stopping by. But all right, John, bro, I'm gonna figure out how to make you a moderator. I appreciate everything.
For sure, homie. Take care.
All right, night, Timothy. Yeah, man, you were here when I was just a tiny channel. Now I got 9,000 subs. Yeah, that was never gonna happen. He was living a fantasy, man. I was 37 at the time, a trained fighter. Why would I go hurt some dude and probably get a lawsuit? That was the dumbest idea he ever had. But yeah, that's old school. You've been around since day one. I appreciate you still sticking around, brother. My channel's changed and evolved a lot from the original days. I used to be in the community with the chosen one community and shit, but I moved way past that. I only talked to maybe 2 people that were from that community still to this day. Anderson's still out there. I looked him up the other day. He's still got a channel. He's trying to fight someone different. He's always trying to fight someone, man. He's like the Karate Kid. I would consider it boy. Yeah, for sure. The funny thing is, I left the community and I got the biggest channel doing the most views a month by far. And all the people in that community, like the evil women, used to always talk trash about me having a small channel and whatnot. Now I'm almost at 9,000 subs and I'm doing 1.4 million views a month. So leaving that community and doing my own thing was the best thing I could ever do. My last YouTube pay was almost 4 grand, and that was with only 700,000 views. Now I got 1.4 million, so it's gonna be somewhere around 7 or 8 grand. That's what it's showing anyway. I'm getting 8 grand for just driving around Detroit with my phone. That is like a dream come true. That's not even counting super chats and people that join the membership. It's crazy. I plan on giving back a lot of money to people who need it because without YouTube, I'm financially fine. YouTube's just a bonus, so I'm definitely going to be looking to help people who are struggling that are good people that really could use some help. But the major rule is I will not help a drug user. No way, shape, or form will I ever help someone who's on active drugs. But like single moms with a bunch of kids that are having trouble paying the rent or need gas money, stuff like that, I can't wait to start helping out those type of people. And plus all my money from the memberships and super chat, I'm gonna give back to the people. Each week I'm gonna have a raffle, and once a month I'm gonna have a trivia night where you win cash prizes. So my channel's about to become a fun channel. But again, I appreciate you, man. You've been around since day one. You're one of my first subs. So you'll always have that special connection with me, homie. No, I'm not gonna give, believe me, it ain't YouTube where I'm gonna give people money. I'm gonna find people in my area that need money. Like I'm gonna investigate and look into the situations. I'm not gonna fall for scammers that are trying to get money. I'm gonna look for people, like I said, single mothers who are having trouble supporting their children. Like I got plenty of money, man. This YouTube money is just extra. And I'm a very selfless person. I'm very humble unless I got a flex on a certain person on here. I hate bragging about my money, but there's one person on here that I purposely brag about it just because I know it has to bother her. Other than that, I'm humble as ever. You wouldn't know I have the money I do. I don't wear fancy name brand clothes. I don't wear jewelry. I don't buy big screen TVs. None of I don't spend money other than when I go travel and when I play poker, but poker's what my main source of income is. I was able to quit a high paying job as a CEO because I'm doing so well playing poker. I turned 40 grand into 800 grand in 4 year span playing poker. So I got enough money to live off of for the rest of my life if I wanted. I don't have many bills. All my cars are paid off. My house is paid off. I have a cell phone bill, and then your electric, water, those bills, but they're so low because I live by myself. So basically, my money just sits where it's at. So why not start helping people that need help? It's the least I could do. Or I could be like some person that just starts buying a bunch of fancy cars and whatnot just because I can, but that's not who I am. I'm happy with the cars I have. I don't need no Lamborghinis and Ferraris. I don't need no giant house. I'm perfectly content shopping at Marshall's or Target, Meyer, buying a $15 hooded sweatshirt. That's all I need. Yeah, bro, people don't believe me. Poker, if you're if you go on a heater basically and the deck is hitting you in the face and you are a good player at that, you can win a lot of money. Like I said, I started with 40,000. That was my bankroll. If I lost that, I was done. I couldn't play no more. But I was playing the $5, $10 cash game, no limit hold'em. I would buy in for 4 grand each session, and I swear to God, I probably won like 15 out of my first 20 sessions, and I was sitting around 150 grand within like 2 months. I couldn't believe it. And then I just kept going back and playing the same game. It was the same people. They were awful players. It was all rich, old Arabic dudes that just were throwing their money around. And I consider myself a good player. And I was just freaking taking their money every night. It was literally like almost too easy. They were that bad. So I quit sports betting because I was losing a lot of my bankroll sports betting. It's the worst thing you can do. Sports betting is just as bad as slot machines. You can't win. In 2000, I had an awesome year sports betting. I won a ton of money, and then the year after, I lost all of it and some. So I haven't sports bet since 2021. It's evil. I love blackjack, man. It's just the freaking hardest game to win. I play online blackjack all the time. Not super high stakes, of course. Like I'll play I like to play the perfect pair and where you can play 3 hands at a time. I usually play three $20 hands at a time, then I'll put $1 on each of the perfect pairs. And I'll play until I lose like 300. I'll quit playing, and I usually lose more than I win. A few times I ran it up to a few thousand, but then I lost it. Because once you start winning, you start making bigger bets, and that's when the game becomes rigged and the dealer starts getting black. When the dealer's getting 6 card 21s, you know it's time to shut down the game. Hey, Neil, thanks, brother. Yeah, man, I was a gambling addict my whole life, an unsuccessful one. That's why I'm so full of gratitude for that 4 year run that I turned 40K into almost 800K. I have all the dignity in the world and all the gratitude because my whole life I probably lost over $1 million easy. I just went on a hot streak for a year and it worked out. I did keep the money in a PO box for one, in case someone wants to try to break in my house and find the money. For two, I don't trust banks. I got a Venmo card, so because you need that to play online poker, I leave about 30 grand on my Venmo, and then all the other money is in cash bills, and it's in a PO box in an undisclosed location. Thank you, Superwoman. I appreciate that. If I missed you or anyone in the chat congratulating me or saying hi, I'm sorry. That I appreciate you all. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've never really got into the business things. I've uh I've bought some homes in Detroit for real cheap and fixed them up and was going to use them as rentals, but it was too much of a headache. So I ended up just selling them real cheap, but I still made profit because, I mean, I was going to the land bank auction, getting houses for like 4 grand. And I mean, these were big houses. You put you put about 10 grand work into it and you gotta hope the back taxes aren't too much and you can get yourself a nice profit. But in Detroit, most of the auction houses aren't worth getting because you'll end up paying more in back taxes than anything else. And by the time you catch up on the taxes, you'll be already 300 grand into the house. So there's no room for profit. I know a lot of people from out of state always wonder why don't people buy all the vacant houses in Detroit? It's just not as easy as it seems. Detroit's a very corrupt city, and you know they're gonna do everything they can to try to freaking stick it to you. So the house might only go for $4,000, but it's got a cut water line that you got to get turned on. Then you find out about the back taxes and this and that. And then you got to have a certain percentage of the home repaired within a year or you lose the contract. There's all these loopholes that it's just a waste of money. So I quit doing that. But real estate, land, and precious metals are the two things that always will hold value. If everything in the world crashed, there's always gold, silver, and land that will have value. Well, that's good. That's a positive right there, Timothy. I got a house passed down to me from my aunt, and it was paid off, so I got lucky. It's not anything special. It's probably like I probably could get 85 grand for it. It's not in that great of a neighborhood. I'm not trying to sell it though. The Dexter Linwood area of Detroit, that's the area in my videos with the giant brick 4 family homes. That area is really becoming gentrified. It's an area that might be worth investing in. But I'm just really not interested in real estate anymore now that I got YouTube and poker. I got enough things on my plate. You should do it, man. You'll be surprised how many views you'll start getting. People love seeing big cities, especially the rundown areas. And Memphis is definitely one of the worst. I say between Detroit, St. Louis, Baltimore, and Memphis and Philadelphia, those are the 5 worst cities in America. And you don't see many people posting Memphis content. You see a lot of Baltimore, you see a lot of Philly. You don't see much St. Louis or Memphis. You got There you go, man. What you got to do is go to the worst areas and make like a 20-minute film, and then out of that 20-minute film pick the best parts of it and make like 6 or 7 YouTube shorts, because those are the way to get views. When I post my entire video of a neighborhood, it only gets like 200 views, but I'll post 6 or 7 shorts from that video, and each short is getting between 1 and 5,000 views. So shorts is the way to go nowadays. But I'm glad I did all those filmings, like 15, 20-minute films of different neighborhoods, because I go back and even on old videos, I'll make a new short like every now and then when I need some views, and it'll it'll do the trick. Hell, half of my shorts the last month have been from older videos. But yeah, Memphis for sure. Once I get bored of Detroit, which I still got a lot of Detroit I haven't shown. I mainly only focused on the southwest side and the old west side. I still got the east side to start doing, which is huge and really the worst part of the city. And then I got the northwest area. And then after that, I'm probably going to go down to Toledo, Cleveland, Cincinnati. I really want to go to Cincinnati, and I'm going to go for a 4-day weekend to Cincinnati and get some footage. I've always had a obsession for the city of Cincinnati since I was a kid. Never been there. I drove by it on 75 South 100 times, but I don't know what it is, but something about Cincinnati has always grabbed my interest. No, you gotta. Are you adding the music that YouTube allows? Like, when you click create a short at the top of the page, it'll say 15 seconds or 60, and then next to that it says add music. Is that the way you're doing it? Because if you do it that way, it won't delete it. If you put your own music on it, then it will delete it. Neo, do you add the music from YouTube's library, or are you adding your own? That's wild. Mine don't ever get deleted. I got hundreds of shorts where I use the YouTube music. I don't know what's going on. Are they getting deleted every time? Yeah, that's what gets me. Cincinnati skyline from 75 South at night is amazing. It's one of my favorite. I think that's why I became obsessed with the city. I know there's one area in the city, I forget what they call it, that's real bad in crime. But other than that, Cincinnati's not that bad. Cleveland's bad. Cleveland is like a twin to Detroit. It's got the same style houses. Whenever I see Cleveland videos, I always think it's Detroit. They got the same exact style houses. I never heard much about OKC, but I'm sure it is. Oh, pretty much the top four year after year, they just flip flop positions as Detroit, St. Louis, Memphis, and Baltimore. All during the 80s and 90s, Detroit was always number one as the worst. And New Orleans was always up there, but now New Orleans has cleaned up a lot of their crime. They were the murder capital for a long time in the 90s. Washington, D.C. is another city that used to be real bad in the 90s. That's not that bad anymore. But Detroit's always been in the top four since like the 70s, which is a shame. But Indianapolis is getting real bad now too, I noticed. During the 90s and early 2000s, they would only average like 80 homicides a year. The last couple years, they were in the mid 200s. You never really hear anything about Indianapolis, but I guess it's getting real bad. I've never I've never been to Indiana. Living in Michigan that close. Not once in my life have I drove through there, or I lied. I passed through Indiana on a train going to Chicago from Detroit, but I've never stepped foot in Indiana. Gary, Indiana, I can go there. That's only like an hour and a half drive. Neo, you're telling me, brother, I've always been in Detroit. Detroit around 2000 and between 2000 and 2014 was the best. Once Mayor Duggan took over, he ruined it because, for one, he started painting over all the amazing graffiti. There was some really famous graffiti artists that did work here that got painted over. And then he started tearing down all the houses. And I can't stand driving down streets and all you see is grass. I'd rather the bandos be up than driving down and seeing vacant lots. I think vacant lots are the ugliest thing ever. Since 2014, when Mayor Duggan got elected, they have torn down 120,000 homes and buildings, and there's still probably 60,000 that are needing to be torn down. Trying to keep up in the comments. You've been to Indy? How did you like it? Yeah, Detroit style pizza. I like it a lot. I like it better than Chicago style pizza. You remember? Hey, Neo, do you remember around 2000 and like 14, 15, seeing the graffiti named Gasm all over the city? GASM. He tagged his name literally everywhere across the southwest to the east side. Everywhere you went, you would see Gasm. I don't see him anywhere anymore. There's a spot in Southwest on Ellesmere Street that still has a building that Gasm, Elmer, and Loaf um, worked on. Those are three of the Detroit legends. Two of them have passed away. Gasm and Loaf are both dead. Shoot, another city that's kind of close that I could check out eventually is Buffalo. Buffalo is super ghetto and hood, but a city you don't really hear much about because it's not that big. There's only like what 300,000 people there, but I heard Buffalo's pretty rough. So I got a lot. I got Buffalo, Cleveland, Toledo, Cincinnati, Gary, Indiana. Shoot, I heard where Notre Dame plays is really rough. I've only been to Chicago once, and it was like 2007 or 2008. I went with my girlfriend and her friend. My boy was living in Wrigleyville at the time, but we stayed downtown. And this is a true story. I was taking the train from downtown to Wrigleyville, and then on the way back, since I didn't know the area, I got off the train on an exit I thought was downtown. And when I walked out the stairs and got into the neighborhood, I was in the worst ghetto ever. I'm a white boy. I have a backpack on. I look like a tourist. And I could see all the skyscrapers. They were probably like 3 miles away. I just started running towards the skyscrapers. I ran by party stores where there were groups of people sitting out in front. I can't believe nothing happened to me. I had all my money I brought in my pocket, but I was left alone, but I just looked like a piece of meat waiting to, like a tourist. A lost tourist is like a gold mine to someone from a neighborhood like that. Yeah, dude, I got off the train like way too early and I don't know where it was. It was between Wrigleyville and downtown, but it looked worse than I've ever seen anywhere in Detroit. And I'm just running down I mean, I ran the whole time, dude, and I couldn't wait until I freaking could see the skyscrapers. And then once I was around skyscrapers, I figured I was safe. But that was probably the dumbest thing I ever did. But then again, that was only the second day I ever rode the train in Chicago, so I didn't know much about it. But yeah, I got off on a bad exit. But thank God nothing happened to me. But I won't lie, I was scared shitless. I was a 25-year-old man at the time, and I was about ready to cry, lost in the middle of Chicago. Yeah, Gaslam's been everywhere. I don't know the neighborhoods, bro. I don't know much about Chicago. I just know I was running the length of the train, like the train tracks. I was running alongside the train tracks going towards downtown. So it was between Wrigleyville and downtown. I got off the train like 10 exits before downtown. So whatever neighborhood that is. What neighborhood is between Wrigleyville and downtown? Yeah, I didn't do none of that touristy stuff when I was in Chicago. That's back when I was a partier. I found some hole in the wall Irish pub and I just sat and got drunk all day while my girlfriend and her friends shopped. And then there's a street, I forget what it's called, but it's just all bars. Does anyone know that street in downtown Chicago that just has like bars lined up and down both sides of the street? I forget what street it was, but that's where we ended up. Yeah, you can take Michigan Avenue from Detroit to Chicago. What's the name of that street in downtown Chicago that has all those fancy bars? It's gonna bug me. Chicago is actually the worst city in the country, but the statistics don't show it because they got so many people. But the freaking gun crime and murders in Chicago are out of control, higher than all other cities by far. And the population doesn't even matter because half of the population is white people. So if you don't count the white people, then Chicago's the size of cities like Detroit and whatnot. So in reality, Chicago is the most dangerous city in America, in my opinion. I mean, when you're having 700 homicides a year, that's insanity. And I mean, if you're talking population, LA and New York have more people than Chicago, but they don't have near the amount of homicides as Chicago. I think LA only had 300 homicides last year. New York had like 500. And then you got Chicago having over 700. That's just a little section of Chicago. Detroit and Chicago are basically like brothers, especially in the drug trade. Most of the most of the like major bulk that gets dispersed throughout the Midwest lands in either Chicago or Detroit, and then it's spread around to like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Buffalo, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, but it always the drop usually is always it's always usually Chicago, and then right from Chicago it always goes to Detroit first, and then they do their thing, and then they hit 75 south, and they do all the cities in Ohio like Youngstown, Akron, Toledo, and then those cities head east to Cleveland and west to Cincy, and then you stop in Louisville, Kentucky, then you stop in Nashville, Tennessee. That's you guys heard of the I-75 drug connection from Detroit, haven't you? It's like it's a famous like they bust so many people from Detroit in like Kentucky, West Virginia, towns like that cuz they take 75 south to these small country towns that don't have big drug suppliers, and they like set up shop and pretty much supply a whole area until they get busted. So many people from Detroit have been busted in West Virginia and in Kentucky, but that's the pipeline, I-75 pipeline. If you got Michigan plates going through Kentucky, you're going to get flicked 9 out of 10 times, even if you didn't do anything wrong, just because they're assuming that you're transferring drugs. Yeah, well, the Rust Belt has no jobs anymore, so Exactly. Detroit, Cleveland, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Gary, Indiana, Flint, Chicago. Back in the day, those used to be the richest cities in America when the auto industry and manufacturing was big in America. But then all those jobs shut down and moved overseas and into Mexico. And then you got what you see today: Detroit, Cleveland. They're nothing but ghost town ghettos. Chicago survived, but that's because they never had a race war or white flight. Before all the white people left Detroit, there was almost 2 million people in Detroit. But then in 68, there was the riots and race wars. And then when all the white people packed up and left, Detroit was left with like 1.2 million people. And then every year since then they lost population. Going back as far as like 1998, Detroit had 1 million people. So it's crazy to think in just like 25 years, Detroit's lost almost 50% of its population. I think there's a little over 600,000 people in Detroit today. That's why when people from out of town on my videos always ask why there's so much vacant land and why there's so much like ghost town neighborhoods. Well, when you have a city built for 2 million people and there's only 600,000 people left to fill the city, there's going to be a lot of empty space, a lot of empty houses. Yeah, I hate white racists. I can't stand it. Most of the white racists though are the older generations that are dying off and becoming elderly. Most white people 50 and under aren't racist because they grew up with black people. It was like a normal thing, you know. You played sports with black people, you had black friends, but like people that are older than their 50s, that's when like black people didn't have all their rights yet. So it wasn't normal to see black people. That's why the older people to this day are still really racist because they grew up that way, which I wish the black people would realize that the majority of younger white people have no racism at all in their bodies just because our ancestors and older relatives were racist doesn't mean we are. Generations have different views on things, and the generation that came after the baby boomers till millennials, I think, are the least racist generations there are in the white race. I know when I went to high school, I graduated in 2001. There was only one black kid in my school at Dearborn Heights, Annapolis. Now, that's where my nephews and nieces go. 70% of the school's black, and I think that's awesome. It started because of school of choice, and then all the black families started moving into the suburb where that school was, and now Dearborn Heights is pretty diverse. It's like I'd say 40% white, 25% Arabic, and what's that leave? 30, no, I'd say 40% white, 35% Arabic, and maybe 25% black now in Dearborn Heights. So it's pretty diverse. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for, Neil. Generational racism. But a lot of black people just say whites as a whole, and that's what bothers me because younger generations aren't like that. I've met hundreds and hundreds of black people being from Detroit and always living there, and they've been nothing but the nicest people, some of the greatest friends I've ever met that I have to this day. And it goes the same as for the black people when they get stereotyped, like when people say, why do you think the city looks like this? Or why do you think there's crime? Look at the people living there. Well, how come the 300 black people I've met and got close to when I was in Detroit don't have a criminal record? They never committed a crime in their life. They wouldn't hurt a soul. So obviously, it's not a race of people that's causing what's going on in the inner cities. It's just the bad apples, which every race has bad apples. There's plenty of white criminals as there is black criminals. Look in the prison systems. The percentage of white, black, and Latino prisoners aren't far off. It's pretty equal. But people look at shit way wrong because of propaganda, because of mainstream news. I have no idea. I've never paid attention to the KKK. I don't even know where it exists, where it comes from. I don't know. I would hope not, but you never know. I just wish whites and blacks would unite and come together without any division. You know how powerful we would be if all white people and black people, like the civilians, came together as one united group. The government would not be able to control us. We would be able to take the power back. But they purposely keep us divided just for the fact that it's easier to control us when we're fighting each other. I pray one day, even if it's when I'm dead, that white people and black people come together and unite as one unified group instead of going against each other, they go against the machine. Stop letting the government freaking control and ruin our lives. That's the only way Only way civilians are ever gonna get the upper hand is if they come together as a group and stop fighting with each other. I don't have a racist bone in my body. I have no reason to be racist. I was raised properly to respect everyone. And like I said, all the black people I ever met or came across treated me with nothing but respect. So I have nothing but respect for black people. A lot of my videos, the comments, I don't know if you noticed, they get pretty racial between whites and blacks, and it sucks. I don't like seeing that at all. Good luck. How many flats have you got driving through Detroit, Neo? You're right, Timothy. It might just be propaganda to freaking cause more division, you know? I've never seen the KKK. Only in like movies and stuff where they show them in white sheets, but I think it's garbage. Neil, did you see that they fixed Werner? Werner's been repaved from like Woodmere all the way down to Livernois. It looks amazing and it's a lot better to drive on. I don't know if you go to Southwest often, Neil, but that's where I'm at most of the time. Yeah, man, Werner, they repaved it with asphalt or whatever that black stuff is they put down on roads. It's so smooth because Werner was a mess. It freaking was full of potholes, and you would just, the whole time you're on Werner, all you would hear is your car going. But now it's as smooth as ever. They've been really taking care of Southwest Detroit, but the reason they're doing that obviously is because of the bridge. The first impression people are gonna get of Detroit when they come off the new Gordie Howe Bridge is Southwest. So that's why they're cleaning it up and making it look all. They gave residents money to get new windows and siding. They pretty much cleaned out all the alleys. They cleaned out all the excessive weeds and tree grow overgrowth. They fixed all the cement. Southwest looks totally different than it did 10 years ago. And sadly, the only reason they did it is because of the bridge. They only want to focus on areas that people from the suburbs and tourists are going to see. If you can turn Southwest around that quick, there's no reason you can't turn the red zone around or Brightmoor around or Petoskey Otsega around. They don't want to do it though because those areas aren't being visited by white people. So Instead, they act like those areas don't exist. That's why I film those areas and put them on the map. And then I get people yelling at me because they think I'm making Detroit look bad, when in reality, I'm showing the areas that are neglected, underfunded, and ignored purposely. And if they can pour billions of dollars into downtown building new skyscrapers, trendy restaurants, and buildings left and right, then why can't they spend money in these low, poverty stricken ghetto neighborhoods where amazing people live? The real people of Detroit live, and they got to live through seeing all the decaying houses, the trash lined up on the sides of streets. They they don't put any money into the neighborhoods, and I'm basically showing the world that, and then I get yelled at because I'm feeding the stereotype of Detroit. Well, I'm sorry if you guys want to act like these neighborhoods don't exist and only talk about downtown and Detroit's making a comeback. I'm a realist and I'm going to show the real Detroit and show people it's not making a comeback. There's neighborhoods with lots of people who are being ignored by the local government, and the local government wants to act like these neighborhoods don't exist. I don't know how many times I got in the comment, where's Palmer Woods? Where's Sherwood Forest? Where's this? Where's that? I show those areas, but when 80% of the city looks like a war zone, you're gonna get a lot more of those videos than you are of the nice areas. I'm sorry. I don't put up Hollywood sets. I don't use props. I just turn my camera on and the camera shows you reality of present day Detroit. I don't do anything special to make the city look bad or look worse than it is. The camera is showing you exactly what Detroit's conditions are. And if people aren't happy with that, then they need to do something about those areas. That's what I gotta argue with people back and forth in comments about all the time. That too, Neil. They're tearing down so many houses at such a fast rate that eventually all these old giant houses are going to be gone and Detroit's going to be majority just vacant fields. But I have video journal of the way the city used to look. You're exactly right. That's just one of the other reasons I do it. You might hear me in my videos when I tell my mom, I'm glad I got this block before they tore these houses down. Now I'll always have it on film. But yeah, in some neighborhoods, they be tearing down the entire block. Most of the east side is freaking been torn down. It's wild. When I was over there by John R. and 6 Mile, I couldn't even find a street with houses to film. Every street was just fields of empty grass where houses once stood. Yeah, I had a buddy help me with that. That's not mine. I don't got a license for it, but my friend does, and he did those for me. It was awesome. Ain't it cool seeing like how much space there is in like places like Corktown and Delray when you see it from a high aerial view, you actually can see how the area is lacking houses. I got a bunch of other videos I still got to upload of the drone. We droned Pole Town. We droned shoot a few more. I just didn't upload them because the couple I posted wasn't doing that good of numbers. I don't know why they were. I would have thought those ones would have blew up, but they didn't. Oh, we got one in Brightmoor. That one's really good. I gotta get with them. They're all on his memory card, but I will upload more of those eventually. Hey, Ministry, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Timothy. I might. You never know. Appreciate that, Ministry. You've always been around from the beginning. We've always gotten along. We got to get your channel up, Neo. I need to start shouting you out. My nose is like this because I was out cutting grass all day with the wild smoke, which I believe is freaking burning chemicals, not a forest fire because it smells like plastic and chemicals and I'm probably breathing in deadly air. But the last 3 days, my nose has been like this, and I've been outside the last 3 days, so go figure. But the air quality around here is terrible currently. It literally looks so creepy seeing the freaking smoke in the air. That's how my channel came up, man. Basically, you just gotta make that one video that blows up. If that one video of mine didn't blow up, I would be still at like 1,500 subs, but that video helped me. Right? But I had to get those grasses cut. You want to know what's crazy, Ministry? During the virus, all we heard about was wearing masks, right? Well, now with this dangerous air quality, you don't hear anyone telling you to wear a mask. Ain't that something? When you really need to have one on, they don't say a word about it. Hopefully, man, I can't take much more of this running nose and sinus headache. Neo, are you from Detroit or are you just from the burbs? Because I see you do a lot of like Inkster, Romulus, Westland. Yes, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna try to stay in the next few days. Yeah, what is the impressions? I see you always posting about impressions. I don't even know what that is. What's the impressions? There's a few channels. I don't know how they get the views. Have you ever seen the channel? I think it's something like Everything Detroit 313. He's only got like 200 subs, but a couple of his videos got like 40,000 views. Like he's got a video of Dexter Linwood that's got like 40,000 views. He's got a video of on the east side that's got like 50,000 views. How is his videos getting all those views with only like 200 subs? You know who I'm talking about? I think it's called Everything Detroit 313. Did you see how he's got like crazy amount of views on his videos, but not many subs? I don't understand. Like, what did he post special that got that video out there like that? Because that's not normal at all. He had like 50,000 views. I post Dexter Linwood videos. I'm lucky to get 500 views, and I got way more subs. I don't know what he was doing, but I mean, good for him, but I can't figure out what he did. Oh, sweet. Good then. There's a few of us. You ever see that Fred Maples guy? He's got a lot of Detroit videos. He's got a weird voice, but I think he just hit 1,000 subs. He started copping off of me. Like I seen he started creating his shorts and labeling them the same way I do. I don't mind though. If what I'm doing successful, more power to the people. I don't know. It did something to get that many views with only like 200 subs. That's wild. Yeah, they're trying to kill us, man. It's crazy. Yeah, Maples, he's cool. It's just I don't want it to get too flooded out or we're gonna have to chase people out, LOL. Charlie Bow's the originator. He'll always be the OG of Detroit films. Then there's me and you, the 313 guy, Fred Maples. Have you seen the Detroit City Vibes channel? They got 3,000 subs, but they get some high views too. And then there's um that Frank Via guy, but he don't like me because he only posts about Detroit's coming back and positive stuff, and I don't post that. I post everything, so that guy don't like me. His name's like Frank Via, or I don't know. Yeah, I noticed there's a few people now that are starting to do Detroit videos. They only got like 100 subs, but they're pretty much doing them in the same exact style you and I do it. So we're gonna have to get creative to keep up the, and beating the competition. Yeah, Frank guy, he I don't got a problem with him, but he don't like me because he's all about Detroit coming back and looking at all the positive stuff of Detroit, and I be showcasing some of the worst stuff. But to each their own. My channel's bigger than his now. He had 5,000 subs, and I thought I'll never catch him. Now I'm about to hit 9,000. It's crazy. That Fred Maples, he's got an older channel. If you look him up, and on that old channel, he's got a video of Del Rey from like 2008. It's awesome because it shows Del Rey before they tore down a lot of the houses, and you see a bunch of half burnt down houses. You see Del Rey, how it used to look. And he also got a video of Oakwood Heights. You know the area in Southwest that Marathon bought and tore down all the houses right there off of Fort and Oakwood. He's got a video of that neighborhood before they tore the houses down, but it's on his old channel. Oh, I'm sure the other lives are going. I don't pay attention to any of them. I'm going to start going live every night. Hopefully, I can start winning viewers. I'm not talking any YouTube drama. I'm not talking about anyone from the CW community. None of that will be had at my live. I want to talk about fun, interesting topics. That's probably why I only got 3 people in here, too. I bet if I started talking about someone in the CW community, you would see my viewers blow up in here. But I just got monetized. I don't need someone screen recording my live and showing YouTube something I said about someone, so I'm gonna be a good boy. How old are you, Neil? I knew what you meant. What channels do you usually watch these days? Ministry. I'm so out of the loop of the drama scene. I don't know anything that's going on. I don't watch any of their channels at all. I think the last one I clicked on was, I don't even know. It's been so long. I think I clicked on Tom's channel a couple weeks ago. I got tired of looking at plates of food. Yeah, buddy, I've been back in the gym for like 9 months now. I posted a video of me benching 305, like 9 reps. It's somewhere in my list. I was always strong. Like when I was 18, a senior in high school, I was a gym rat and I set the school record for bench press. I bench pressed 405 my senior year. And then when I was 24 years old, I benched 450, and that's the most I ever did. Right now, I could probably do 330 if I'm lucky. I'm not nowhere near the size or as strong as I was back in my 20s, but I'm not trying to get like that anymore. I just want to stay fit. Plus, I had an ego back in my 20s, and when you got an ego, all you care about is having a high bench press number. Now I could care less. I don't even bench much anymore. I just do dumbbell presses mainly. I was told it still stands. One person said that they thought someone did more, but the athletic director who was my football coach, he retired 2 years ago, and as of 2 years ago, he said that 450 is still the record, or not 405 is still the record. So I'm gonna assume it is. I went to a shitty school that didn't really care about its sports programs, so they don't really keep statistics like that. Like a lot of schools will have like a plaque in the weight room with records and stuff. But my school from 1990 to 2000, they won 3 football games. My senior year, we won 5 football games. We were the most winning team in the school since 1983. But then 2010, the team went 6-4. They beat us by 1 win, but we got the second most wins in the whole school since '83. Ain't that a shame? I wrestled. You were a wrestler, Timmy. And Neil, keep walking. That's the best exercise in the world. Believe it or not, you lose more weight walking than you do running. I About 8 months ago, I was weighing up. I blew up to like 270, but my testosterone was severely low. So I've been on testosterone replacement shots for the last 8 months, and I went from 270 to 189 pounds, and my body fat went from 27% to 11%. Testosterone is magical, lol. I was 189 and then 215. I took fourth in the state my junior year and third in the state my senior year. And I never wrestled my whole life. My football coach told me to wrestle. I wasn't like a great technique wrestler. I was just way stronger than everybody. So I just used my strength to win. You watch wrestling still to this day? I love watching college wrestling, like Spencer Lee and Gable Stevenson. Yeah, he's the Great Outdoor Michigan Channel. Is it the kid that's up north? Oh yeah. What about you ever watched the Shay Show? He's a OG. Shay's been a Detroit channel as long as Charlie Bow. The Shay Show used to be one of my favorite channels. He lost his channel because of background music. He had like 200,000 subs and thousands of videos and he lost them all. He's just restarting. It's called The Shay Show. We got Fetty Ghost. Fetty Ghost is the man. He's one of my favorite Detroit channels. Is that a rough and wild hood in Memphis? Yeah, Fetty Ghost is awesome. He's the nicest person around. See the difference from Memphis and Detroit. Memphis has a lot smaller houses and a lot newer houses. Like the Rust Belt hoods look so different than like Philadelphia, Baltimore, Memphis, Atlanta, Detroit, Gary, Indiana, Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee. They all look the same. They all got the same exact style of houses. That's another one we didn't mention. Milwaukee. Milwaukee's getting pretty violent lately. I always wanted to go to Milwaukee. It's kind of a far hike, but I'll eventually make it. Milwaukee is another city. If you watch a video of it, you'll think it's Detroit because it's got the identical houses. Gary, Indiana is probably the only place that has more blight than Detroit. But the thing is, Gary is so small that you could fit 10 Gary, Indianas in the city of Detroit. So that's why you really can't compare Gary and Detroit when it comes to blight. Another city that's got severe blight is Camden, but the crime in Camden has gone way down, I heard. But when I watched one of Charlie Bo's videos of Camden. I thought it was the worst looking city I've seen ever. It was crazy looking. Same with Newark. Newark, New Jersey is really, really hood. Yeah, Michael Jackson's from Gary. Pretty much, Ministry. You said it. They, you got Flint. Flint's actually worse than Detroit in crime statistics lately. A few cities in Michigan have been worse than Detroit. Lansing, believe it or not, Lansing has been worse than Detroit in crime statistics. And then Kalamazoo, Saginaw, um, Muskegon Heights. I never knew Kalamazoo was as bad as it was. It was a college town when I was coming up. I didn't know it was a dangerous hood. I know Saginaw's always been a hood. Pontiac's always been a hood. Benton Harbor's always been a hood. I never knew Lansing was a hood. Muskegon's always been a hood. Benton Harbor in the 80s and 90s, I guess, was real, real bad. But I mean, it's in between Chicago and Gary, so what do you expect? Oh, I know, man. When you look at the list of the worst cities, Alabama's got like four in the top 20. Alabama be rowdy. Jackson, Mississippi, too, be looking pretty rough. Detroit gets its bad image and it's always high up in the dangerous city rankings because of gun violence. Detroit and Chicago are the two worst gun violent cities in America by far. I got family in Coleman, Alabama. I've been through Alabama. My sister's best friend was living in Birmingham for a while. But yeah, definitely. Or what about ooh, West Monroe, Louisiana? Ain't that real hood? I know Louisiana's got a few real bad cities other than New Orleans. Shreveport. Oh, you're that close? I drove by the AP Motor Lodge today, LOL. I was telling my mom about it. I call it the Heroin Inn. So you live in Allen Park, huh, Ministry? I didn't realize you were that close to me. Well, I didn't mean to say well, you put AP, but I didn't mean to shout your city name out. Do you live north or south AP? Do you live closer to Southgate or the Melvindale? Because Allen Park has a school with Melvindale, and then it has school with Southgate. It's weird. My ex-girlfriend lived in North Allen Park, I guess it would be. She lived on where when you're taking Goddard and it breaks off to Old Goddard. She lived like right off Dixon Moran. It's like the Lincoln Park, Allen Park border, but she went to Southgate High School. Southeast, let me visualize. Southeast, so closer to Melvindale. I didn't know there were certain parts of Allen Park with like almost mansions. The road that the old Dollar Theater was on, if you drive like back in those streets behind the where the Dollar Theater was, those houses are giant. Allen Park's my favorite fall city. Something about it's just real cozy. I used to always go to Allen Park high school football games because they would always make it deep in the playoffs and they were the closest school playing. I almost went to Allen Park High School. Okay, right. Are you like by the old trolley stop bar? Kind of by like the high school, the big park, football field, and the baseball diamonds where the trolley stop used to be by Wick Road. Ford Tell Theater is a classic. I know my way around downriver real well. My pharmacy for years was on Champagne, a little hole in the wall, the only place that would cash in my pill mill doctor scripts back in the day. Oh, well, you gotta know the trolley stop then. It was that long rectangle looking bar that's closed down on Pelham before Wick. Dollar Theater's gone forever. My doctors, I guess that would be Lincoln Park, maybe Southgate. My doctor's on Dix, just south of Northline. Uh-oh, only two people left. I'm getting too boring. Rhode Island. That's one place I've never been or thought of going to. Rhode Island. I live near. Okay, I think I know where that is. Yeah, I know where that's at. I substitute taught there before. So you're by what the heck's that road called? If you're going down Goddard, there's a road that you can go down that takes you by like a mini downtown Allen Park. What is the road? Is it Moran? No, it's shoot. It ends up connecting back to Allen or Pelham, but what is the road? There's some big houses off of the road. I'm about to look on the map. It's gonna bug me. Allen Park, Goddard Road. Come on, motherfucker. No, not old Goddard. You're getting ahead of yourself. No, 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 not Dick's. Wrong way, player. Reek Road. You know, are you around Reek Road? Thanks for hanging out, Neo, brother. I appreciate you, my man. Have a safe good night, brother. Ministry. You gotta know Reek Road. Okay, I know exactly where you were at then. It's nice over there, actually. Yeah, my parents don't live too far from you then. They're down by Pelham and Van Born. Oh, I uh I always take Outer Drive home from 75. That's the closest I come to Allen Park lately. Oh, that's awesome. I like bungalows. A good old bungalow. can't go wrong with a bungalow. I wonder who the other person is in here besides you. Thank you for hanging out, though, Ministry. You're a real one. Who else was live when you came in here? You said there were some people live. I can probably only imagine. I had two people join, become a member on my page. Oh, geez. I got two members that joined. That's funny, my friend. I'm gonna actually do cool stuff for my members though, not like Friday night watch a movie with them. I mean, that was one of the lamest perks. Those people were wasting their money. I'm gonna freaking, like I said, I'm putting 90% of the monthly membership money I get back into a raffle, and all the members, I'll pull someone's name out of a hat each month. So just for being a member, you got a chance to win money each month. I got all kinds of ideas. I want to keep it fun. Well, I guess this is coming to an end. No one's showing up. Thanks again, though, Ministry, for coming by. You're a real one. All right, I'm gonna end this. Thank you, Ministry. I'll see you. Stop by again.